Okay, so today we're diving into a real classic, a 1968 children's story by the poet Ted Hughes. And this isn't just any story. It's a fable that kicks off with a terrifying giant made of metal, and, believe it or not, it ends with this really profound lesson about what true strength and peace are all about. The book just grabs you right from the start. It poses this simple, almost fairy tale-like question that immediately sets the stage for a pretty wild adventure. And boom, you're hooked. This is not your typical robot story where you know the backstory or the mission. Now, this is a total mystery from page one. Like, who is this guy, and where in the world did he come from?
All right, so our story begins with the arrival of this, well, destructive and honestly, just baffling creature. And right away, he creates a huge problem for the people living there.
You know, the Iron Man isn't really presented like a machine. He's more like this unstoppable force of nature. He crashes, falls into a million pieces, and then just calmly puts himself back together again. What an incredible image of resilience. But it's his diet, his diet of pure metal that's about to cause some serious trouble.
So as you can imagine, this unusual appetite creates a massive problem for the local farmers. I mean, their most valuable tools, the things they depend on for their jobs, are literally being eaten by this giant metal guy.
And their reaction is totally understandable, right? They see this monster destroying their property, and their first instinct is to either get rid of it or contain it. So they react with fear, which leads them to this plan to trap him and bury him.
But here's the thing. Trapping the Iron Man, it doesn't work for long. And when he eventually escapes, the story introduces a whole new way of looking at the problem, from a totally different point of view.
And this is where we meet the real hero of the story. And it's not some soldier or a brilliant scientist. It's a kid, a boy named Hogarth, who just sees things differently than the grown-ups. He doesn't see a monster. He sees something kind of amazing and misunderstood. This slide just lays it out perfectly. On one side, you have the farmer's plan. It's based on fear, and it leads to a violent, temporary solution that ultimately fails. On the other side, you have Hogarth's plan. It's based on empathy, and it leads to a peaceful, permanent solution. Hogarth just takes a second to figure out what the giant needs, metal, and finds a place where he can get it without hurting anyone. Simple, right?
So in the end, it's communication and a clever, peaceful idea that solves the whole thing. Hogarth didn't fight the monster. He made a deal with him. He built a bridge, not a wall. And for a while, everything is peaceful.
But just when you think, okay, peace is restored, story's over, nope, the stakes are about to get astronomically higher. A whole new problem arrives, and this time, it's from space. All of a sudden, the Iron Man's tractor-eating habit seems pretty small-time, doesn't it? The new guy, this space bat angel dragon, is the size of Australia, and he doesn't want to eat tractors. He demands to eat living things. The threat just went global.
And here we go again. We see the same failed solution the farmers tried, but now it's happening on a global scale. Humanity's first reaction is force. Attack it with everything we've got. And it shows us that all our conventional power, all our weapons, are completely useless against this kind of cosmic threat.
So with all of humanity totally helpless, our weapons useless, Hogarth knows there's only one being strong enough and tough enough to face this dragon. The creature they were once so afraid of is now their only hope.
This is such a cool turning point. The story just completely rejects a big, violent climax. Instead of trying to outfight the dragon, the Iron Man challenges it to something way more interesting, a contest of resilience. This is going to be a battle of wills, not weapons.
So the Iron Man wins, but not because he's a better fighter. He wins because he's tougher. He's more resilient. He can literally lie on a bonfire because he's made of iron. But the space dragon, for all its power, can't take the heat of a star. The Iron Man wins by being smart and by understanding his own unique strengths. So the world is saved. But this is where the book reveals its true, profound message. See, the story isn't just about winning a contest. It's about understanding what conflict is really about. And get ready for the biggest twist of all. We learn that this monster, it wasn't actually evil. It was a cosmic being, a star spirit, whose whole purpose was to be part of the harmony of the universe. So what happened? What corrupted it?
Well, it turns out Earth's own violence was the problem. The sounds of our wars and our fighting traveled through space, reached this peaceful spirit, and twisted it into a monster. We basically created our own demon.
And this is the final brilliant theme. The ultimate victory isn't destroying the monster, it's using its true nature to heal the world. The Iron Man commands the dragon to do what it was always meant to do: sing its beautiful, harmonious music, which calms all of humanity and ends war on Earth.
You know, this story has stayed a classic because its ideas are just so powerful and timeless. It teaches us that bravery isn't about not being afraid. It's about how you choose to respond to that fear. And it shows, so beautifully, how the very thing we fear the most can sometimes turn out to be our greatest salvation.
And that's really the thought I want to leave you with. The Iron Man's victory wasn't about his metal fists at all. It was about his iron will, his cleverness, and ultimately, his choice to champion peace over destruction. It leaves you wondering, doesn't it? Maybe the greatest strength isn't the power to fight, but the wisdom not to.